for the best of each decade or class award, and also for the best of show. And this elegant motor car, ladies and gentlemen, was voted for, and this is our best of show 2025. Please welcome the 1926 Rolls-Royce Phantom 1, the Phantom of Love, brought to us by Michael Dacre. Many congratulations, Michael. The pre-1920s is this 1912 Packard model 48 Phaeton, brought to us by John Bentley. Tell us about it, Peter. What's this?
Well, this is the, as you said, it's the model 48. It's the first six-cylinder Packard. It's the flagship in the range, powered by a Leviathan 8.6-litre T10 inline-six, producing 74 brake horsepower. It's a 3-year just about length on Bill's estate.
Bill's the whole.
Ladies and gentlemen, is 1914 Bugatti Type 13 8-valve presented by Walter Hill. Many congratulations. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
As you know, it's only aboard in 20. By David Foster, but actually it's not, because David doesn't fit in it, so tell us about this.
I love this, I absolutely love this. I mean, I've never seen one before, I have to say. It's the only surviving Type-S, and it's one of just 4 to 5. Congratulations, David, well done. And
second place.
The second place is the 1929 Bentley 4.5-litre drop-in coupe presented by David Morris, a well-driven car.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's hold David there a minute, because we're all getting the emergency alarm, aren't we? Has everybody got an emergency alarm? It's gorgeous, 1924 Hispano 86C Boulogne short chassis saloon, brought to us by Simon Kidston, the winner of the 1920. Actually won the second most votes in the whole concourse, voted for by. Move on to the 1930s category.
That's right, we have.
And second place in the 1930s category is the 1936 Delahaye 135M Roadster, brought to us from the Pearl Connection by its custodian, Mr. Prince Burkhardt, and Simon, who is quietly holding the steering wheel on the bottom.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the 1930s category is the 1939 Lagonda V12 Rapide drop-head coupe by James Young, and presented, owned by Stephen and Kimmy Brown, presented by Martin and Sandra Button.
Le Mans victory, we saved the company from bankruptcy and brought W.O. Bentley on board. Bentley developed a new 4.5-litre V12 with 175 horsepower, a motor which was as beautiful as it was sophisticated. With the 1940s, and in third place we have the 1949 Aston Martin 2-litre Sport, brought to us by Martin Shelbourne. Just back a bit, Martin, if you don't mind. And in second place is this 1947 Delahaye 135 MS Roadster, brought to us by Raphael Queche. What a wonderful motor car, what a beautiful car. Raphael, another great supporter of the concourse here at Hampton Broad Palace. Always bring.
And the winner is the 1940 Bugatti Type 57 Avalon with Mark and Louis Zelda. Many congratulations, Captain West Coast.
Ace Bristol, beautiful motor car, brought to us by Philip Highlander, but it's...
You know their motoring history. John Tajura, the chassis designer, and the chassis that then inspired Carroll Shelby to use both the chassis and body style for the launch of the AC Cobra stroke Shelby Cobra, first called the AC Cobra. 5 Aston Martin DB3S Coupe. This is the 1950s second place award, and it's presented by the Honourable Sir Michael Pedori. Great car connoisseur. Great to have you with us, sir. Well,
1950s category.
the winner of the 1950s category is following on now. It's the 1957 BMW 507, presented by Thierry Half. He's not driving it. It's my representative driving it. Well, gentlemen, good to see you. It was Jessica yesterday. You're not Jessica, I know that.
Younger, moved from the 1960s. And third place in the 1960s decade is the 1966 Ferrari 330 GTC, brought to us by Christy Chilton Hunt. What a gorgeous motor car. Stop there, Chilton.
Parents.
I was worried then. She looks such a nice lady. Anyway, the 1961 Gear L 6.4 Coupe is the second place winner in the 1960s category, brought to us by Christian Harm. What a different motor car. Well done to those who voted for. So the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the 1960s category is this beautiful 1962 Ferrari 250 GT California Spider. It's come to us from the 2025 Collector's Collection. There's 14 wonderful motor cars up there. Did he paint it white?
And he bought it. No, he didn't. But it's black.
Nice to hear it. Okay, so we move now on to the So we're now into the 1970s. Oh, getting more familiar to me. So in third place, we have this very unusual motor car, the 1973 Ligier JS2, brought to us by Thierry Dehac. Tell us about this.
Well, this is the second model from Guy Ligier, better known obviously for racing cars. It has a glass fibre body.
It's the 1973 Porsche 911 Carrera 2.8 RSR. We saw it earlier, and it was coughing and banging a bit, so it's not coming up. But
they don't like sitting still, do
from
they?
the 2025 Collector's Collection, the 911 Carrera 2.8 RSR from 1973 is second place in the 70s. But the winner is this 1972 Iso Grifo Series 2, brought to us by Albert Hitchcock. Albert, good to see you.
Right now is probably the highest in the world, if I may say so. I wouldn't disagree.
Well, I think what you don't realise, the number of times you've seen committees and it's the 1980 BMW M1 from Mr. Tim Hignett.
The company's in BMW was the first standalone M model. It's a sporty mid-engine configuration with a much larger gyro design, full motion M88 straight six motor. And second in this category is the 1984 Ferrari 288 GTO, one of the cars in the 2025 Collector's Collection.
GTO standard for Gran Turismo or Monogato, the only other car to carry this name until recent times, following the 250 GTO, one of those absolutely legendary cars worth tens of millions. And the winner! Great friends of the Concours. We had great fun with them at lunchtime, and then we had to leave before we couldn't speak anymore. But it's the 1988 Aston Martin V8 Vantage Volante, Prince of Wales. That was going.
You mentioned Pebble Beach. I mean, Pebble Beach started up 74 years ago with the 17-mile drive races, and the race cars raced, and then they parked up, and they were the Concours. They're all current cars.
And in third place in the Future Classics is the 2007 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren Coupe 722 edition, presented by John.
Peter, is this amazing 2025 Ferrari SP3 Daytona Carbon, brought to us from the 2025 Collector's Stable, the SP3 Daytona Carbon.
So these special editions from Ferrari are. The winner is the 1994 Bugatti EB110 America Progetto 33.
The Eternal Bugatti pioneered the hypercar area with the world's first carbon fibre monocoque. And it's early days, but I'm glad to say, as a former Bentley boy, that the winner of this class is this astonishing 1930 Bentley 8-litre Wayman Saloon, brought to us by Mike Sayre, who runs the Heritage Collection at Bentley Motors. And to tell you a bit about this, there were 100 8-litres built in period by W.O. Bentley. Mr. Bentley considered this to be the ultimate motor car, a near silent 100 miles per hour motor car.
The prototype car, the first car driven by Nigel Mansell. It had the V12 naturally aspirated motor, but it also was the test car for the gearbox that went on, and Nigel Mansell, in fact, Il Leone had his very first victory in his very first race at the Brazilian.
Astonishing 1956 Maserati 250F by Brad Baker, all the way from Canada.
This, ladies and gentlemen, not only was it David Goodin series, seasons, imagine that today. Well done, Brad. Many congratulations. Thank you. What a great winner that is.
Okay, so we have the Ferrari class in third place with the 1952 Ferrari 212 Intercoupe.
A successor to the 166 Ferrari's first road and track car. The 212 was built in two versions. The road version, road going Inter, was used for road use and the export for competition use. Thus they had even
Beautiful, well-driven Jaguar D-Type 955 brought in by Philip Baird.
and I'm going to be as bold as to say this is in my top 5 cars. And the second place in the sports racing category is another car, great favourite of mine, 1953 Ferrari 250 Mille Miglia Vignali Van Couvel.
So Ferrari's 250 series started early in their history, the 250.
Oh, listen to that. And the winner in the sports racing category for the 1950s, a car we've seen very recently, but a well-deserved winner. It's the 1955 Aston Martin DB 3S Coupe, presented by. They're here to allow us to feast our eyes on their wonderful machinery. So, Richard, what's the...
Well, we have three highly commended. And the first one is this 1932 Alvis 1260.
His crew is the 1980 Jeep Cherokee Laredo, driven by Rivers Driver. The Rivers bought the car while studying at UCLA. He's grown up in the industry and he's used this car as a daily driver in Los Angeles.
And the third highly commended car is this 1925 Bentley 4¼ litre Derby Special, brought by Freddie Northern. The car
Gentleman in the 30 under 30 category, selected by Merlin McCormack and his team, is a 1983 Toyota Sprinter Carib, driven by Udara David.
Flying Spur S1, the last of the straight six engine Bentleys. And second highly commended is this 2003 Bentley. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, of the Bentley Drivers' Club Award on this Bentley Sunday is the 2000 Bentley Continental T, the rare, shorter chassis, wider bodied car built by Mulliner and Ian Griffiths.
Twist the mask off for me, pardon?